What's up, fam? Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, rudeness. If you're new, welcome to Way to Serve Style, serving you your dose of fashion, beauty, and lifestyle. We're back at the vanity, y'all. We are back at the vanity. And today I didn't have anything planned in terms of content. Here's the thing. Probably for the last 3-4 months, I have been struggling with producing the content that I like to see for you guys and content overall. I just have not been able to find my rhythm again in terms of producing. However, I've been watching a series from my girl, Amber P. Beauty. Shout out to you, girl. I know she watches my videos. She is also a beauty blogger, bomb. And in addition to that, she is also a bodybuilder. And when I tell you the body is sick, that body is sick. She just recently posted a series of her preparing for her competition, which is today. And I'm praying and sending you well wishes and, you know, God's favor and blessings. Prayerfully, she wins and obtains her pro card. But this week she has been showing how she has prepared for this competition, and it sparked something in me to get back on the path of creating myself, and not just in terms of makeup, beauty, and fashion, but challenging myself to do some things that I haven't really thought that I could do because I haven't believed in myself. And just overall, just really buckling down, having a goal, setting a goal, and accomplishing that goal. And as a believer, I don't think it's oftentimes talked about or articulated, these moments that we have as Christians, these moments where we sometimes doubt ourselves and even sometimes doubt God, that we can accomplish exceedingly and abundantly above what we can ask or think. Of course, we can't do that on our own merit. We have to be aligned and connected to Him to be able to do that. And when I say Him, God, Jesus Christ, Holy Spirit. And watching her videos this week, I have not missed the episode. I watched all of them, and I'm looking forward to the competition one. It really sparked something in me to, one, keep going. Because sometimes in this content creator space, you just feel like, man, nobody is watching me. I'm not getting the views that I want. I'm definitely not, connecting in terms of brand partnerships and sponsorships, because it takes a lot of work and a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of money to put into this content creator space. So I'm saying all this to say, please watch Amber's videos. She is a bomb makeup artist and also a phenomenal bodybuilder. And definitely watch her series of preparing for her competition. But I'm saying all this to say, as I'm saying this to myself, keep going. And not just keep going, get started. Get started and challenge yourself to do something that you never believed that you could do, something that's far out of your reach, something that you know you will have to lean and depend and trust God for. Do it. And as I'm encouraging you guys, I am definitely encouraging myself. This past weekend, please forgive me if you can hear the lawns mowing. I'm not turning on my air and my windows are open. This past weekend, I had every intention of not doing anything. I have not been on Instagram in almost 3 weeks. I haven't been posting. I haven't been taking pictures. All because of stupid stuff. Like, I said this in one of my OOTD clips. I've gotten in my head about in terms of how I look. I'm not looking the same in my clothes. I've picked up some weight and I'm just not feeling good about myself. But in the past, I found that it's been in these moments, right at this moment, right around this time, where I found my groove. Like, okay, yeah, you've been down long enough. It's time to pick yourself up. First of all, you need to believe and know who you are, and believe and know whose you are. God has given you everything that you need. 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 3 states, God has given us everything that we need to grow in the knowledge of him. And I take that, and that is not a literal quote, but it's an interpretation. I take that scripture to mean you don't need anything else to do what it is that you want to do. God has already equipped me to do and be all that you want to be. And that reassurance lets me know that I literally have everything that I need to be what it is that I want to be. And most importantly, be who it is that I want to be in him. So I'm encouraging you guys in this moment, as I'm encouraging myself, which I find a lot of times I do that. I have struggled the last 3 months, but as I sit on this camera in front of this vanity, fresh face, raw, before I put on a beat face, I'm committing myself to focusing on something outside of me, whether it's content creation, whether it's going back to school, whether it's, taking on a hobby that I believe render results. I thought about being a DJ years ago. I might be the number one DJ come this time next year. I don't know. But I want to focus more on the process of becoming, while simultaneously also being. Because sometimes we focus too much on one thing and not focus enough on the other. So yes, I'm enjoying the process of becoming something and watching, God work and move, and, my hard work pay off. And I've seen the fruits of my labor in terms of what I've done, not really trying and putting much effort in. But I always lose that second piece of just being. So I know I rambled on for literally 8 minutes and 5 seconds, but I am committing myself to trusting the process. We always hear that. Literally trusting the process and setting my heights higher and not settling for less. I've been praying about that all weekend, about how much I've settled in relationships, in jobs, in, just things in general. Stop settling for less. Trusting the process, doing what it is that I need to do, having a vision, writing it down, being knowledgeable. Without knowledge, people perish. Another scripture for you. And also simultaneously just being. That's purpose. That's walking in purpose. My aunt said to me about 3 weeks ago, a lot of times Christians and people get focused on what is my purpose here on earth. Purpose can change. Purpose can change from season to season. Your overall purpose is to be a child of God. Your overall purpose is to be aligned with the things of God. How that manifests in terms of business, personal life, what it is that you do, that can change. For some people, it might be teaching. But as you are a teacher, you don't stay in the same classroom for your whole career. You don't stay in the same grade for your whole career. You don't even stay in the same position your whole career. Purpose changes season to season. So that's why relationship with God and relationship, overall with yourself, that's where true purpose comes. And I'm learning that because I used to be so focused on, I have to figure out my purpose. My purpose is this. My purpose is assigned to what it is that I'm doing. My purpose is, finding fulfillment in my job or finding fulfillment in my family. And it's good to have all of those things. I encourage all those things. I want all of those things. But ultimate purpose as a believer in Christ is being aligned and in tune with God and just being. And anything that he needs from you, he knows how to get it. But he's giving you everything that you need to be whatever it is you want to be. So, again, as I sit on camera, and now an extra 2 minutes and 50 seconds talking about this, I just felt led to say this. My prayer and goal is to shut out the noise. Shut out the noise of naysayers. Sometimes shut out the noise of family members. Shut out the noise of self-doubt, negative thinking. Bury my head in the sand. Keep my eye on kingdom. Keep my eye on God. And let everything else fall into place. Have my visions. I am making a conscious effort to pray about vision, where God can give me vision. Write it down. Vision boards, in some contexts are great if you believe in that. I personally don't. Write it down. Don't pervert the word. Write it down and pray. Ask the Holy Spirit to guide you, to give you the steps that you need to fulfill and accomplish those things. And let God's purpose in your life and his promises and your hard work and your faith manifest itself into the things that you want to see. Note to self, Chris. So, not quite sure where all that came from. I really felt led to say it. So, it's been said. So, let's get into today's video. I had not planned on doing anything today. I had not planned on going anywhere. I literally have been laying in the bed since Thursday, off and on. And I planned on continuing that today. But after just really sitting and meditating and, talking to my daddy, God, it's like, no. Let's do something. So this is what we're doing today. I am going to put on a face, create some content today. I actually do have to go out. There's some things I have to get in terms of errands. And you guys know, old me, I used to dress up to go to Target every Thursday. Every week I would dress up. Shoot, every day I would put on clothes, have on a look, and just be ready for whatever the day may bring. And I just gotten out of that rhythm, but we get back to that this week because I find when I do that, I feel good. Like I've developed a routine since working from home that worked for me. And I don't know why I deviated from that. But we're getting back to it. So I've already prepped my face, hence the shine. And I must say, I'm not where I want to be in terms of where my skin is. You guys know I struggle with hyperpigmentation. But we getting there. So since I'm not, doing anything or going anywhere fancy, I'm going to do a light beat by my standards. A simple get ready with me. And I'm not using all of my expensive products. So when I do my everyday glam, I use my dupes. So this is a good dupe for this. The e.l.f. Putty Primer. Hopefully you can see. There we go. This is a good dupe for this, but you guys know this is Bay. Brows are already groomed. And as the months, the season, as summer decides to, you know, come in, which I must say, for it to be June in the DMV area, it has been on the fairly cool side, which by no means am I complaining. My God, I'm not complaining. But I don't know what's been going on, but it has been fairly cool. So much in fact that in the mornings, it's like 50 degrees in the morning, which by now it used to usually be sweltering hot. I'm not going to do any color correcting because, again, I'm not really going anywhere too jazzy. I'm just putting on the light beat. And I'm powdering down my primer with translucent powder. I use Fenty translucent powder. It is very matte, and I use the shade Honey because it's closest to my skin tone, and it gives me a little layer of coverage. So pro tip for my brows, you guys know my brows are bushy and big. They're a little bit groomed. I'm trying to let them grow out just a tad so I can get them done. But for brows, I use the Maybelline Express brow to outline them. And it brings us here. And then I use the Anastasia brow powder. I've been loving this for my bushy brows because it doesn't distribute that much product. It just literally fills the whole thing. And that's all I want. Because I already have super thick brows. And sometimes with the pencil, I can get a little heavy-handed and look like an angry bird. Because my brows are so thick and so dark. So, tomorrow is Father's Day. Father's Day has always been a weird holiday. I guess it's considered a holiday. Am I using this to carve out my brows? No. It's been an interesting holiday for me. You guys know I do not know my earthly father. I've never met him. He doesn't know I exist. And the man that I have always known as a dad passed away, 15 years ago? Yeah, 15 years ago. And Father's Day has always been difficult since then. I will say it's not as bad as it has been when he first passed away, but it's still like, this day can go ahead and go. For me, I struggle during the holidays. The holidays are, that whole time of the year it can just go from, honestly, it can go from October straight to January, as far as I'm concerned. I hate the holidays because growing up, the holidays was always a big deal in my family. Always. Always, always, always. My grandfather, growing up as a kid, would make sure we all were lit. You hear me? Especially me. And then when my sister and her family still lived, in the area. We were just always together. We never, ever, the thought of going over somebody's house for Christmas and Thanksgiving was unheard of in my family growing up. It's like, are you crazy? But yeah, literally after my grandfather died, everybody just dispersed. Nothing has been the same. We're all we rarely see each other. We're rarely all together because we all live in separate states. And we are close. We are a close family. We support each other to no end. But it's difficult when, you know, everybody has built their lives in different areas and sometimes has been unable to see each other on a regular basis. But when we do, it's always a good time. But holidays, such as Father's Day and especially Thanksgiving and Christmas are always a little more difficult for me. And it's something that I'm aware of, and I take precautions. Let me sit up. Can y'all see me? And I take precautions. I, you know, see my therapist more often around that time. And even this week, I might do a little check-in just to kind of make sure I'm Gucci, which I am. I'm good. I am good. For eyes, I just threw on a little bronzer. I am good for the most part. I don't find myself in that deep, dark place that I used to when it comes to, you know, Father's Day. I used to dread it. Now for Christmas and Thanksgiving, your girl gonna need your prayers. Which I'm always good, but it's still difficult when it comes to losing someone that significant in your life. Especially when you've never really experienced what it's like to have a dad and, you know, all of those things. It's not something you ever get over. But I will say, through prayer and lots of therapy and, you know, God's help, I've managed, and I'm grateful. I do take the time to, you know, think about and honor my grandfather. And, you know, sometimes I think about my earthly father and what it would be like to have a relationship with him, if he's even still living. I will say, I know I would definitely be a daddy's girl. I know for a fact I would have been. As much as I was up under my grandfather, I know for a fact my daddy, what? I know for certain. I know for certain I would have been a daddy's girl, but God had other plans, and he has blessed me with bonus parents. You guys hear me talk about my aunt and my uncle a lot, who are like my mom and a dad to me. Do I want to do these lashes? Let's try them. Again, I'm not going anywhere or doing anything fancy. They're like a mom and dad to me, and I do honor my Uncle Frank as if he is my dad. I do appreciate him for kind of taking that role, and he takes it serious, because if I go too long without seeing him or talking to him, he'll Soon he'll mention it to my aunt and be like, I ain't seen my girls. And it's me and 2 of my other cousins. I ain't seen my girls. And I try to make an effort to see and spend time with them every week, like I do my mom. Okay, we can do these. I prefer the Ardell with wispies, but I don't know what I did with the pair that I had on the other night. But what was I saying? Oh, so yeah, tomorrow I don't really have anything planned. I might take my mom out to dinner. Okay, I can't find them. We're gonna stick with what we know and do a different pair of lashes until I get some more Demi wispies. I mean, some more Ardell wispies. But yeah, that's my Father's Day plans. I will say, when it comes to creating on YouTube, this was something I've always wanted to do. I had no clue how to do it. I had, very limited resources in the beginning. And I said one day, you know what? I don't care what it looks like. I don't care how I get it done. I'm going to create a YouTube channel. And I did. And we are at close to 550 subscribers. And I know in the grand scheme of things, that might not seem a lot in a year. But I remember when I was my only subscriber. I still can't believe almost 550 people decide to click that button and say, I want to subscribe. Now, whether or not all 520 people watch my videos, sorry, I can't talk and put on lashes. Yep, we're back. Regardless of that, it shows that I am capable of putting my mind to something and accomplishing it. And that is exactly what I did. I do want to improve and get the most out of my channel. Okay, that took way longer than I wanted it to. But I'm just grateful that, again, I had my mindset on something that I wanted to accomplish, and I did it. I literally did it. And we're going to keep on doing it. Okay. This is going to be a long video, so deal. Deal. I thought about this concealer when I was in the shower, and I'm going to use it. This is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in... What is this in? I don't know. I do like that it's a peachy color. And I see why this is like a holy grail concealer for a lot of makeup artists, because it is really creamy. But yeah, YouTube was that for me in terms of, like I was saying in the beginning, setting a goal. I always love putting cream contour on after I cut my hair. I don't know why. Yeah, YouTube was that for me, setting a goal, figuring it out, you know, every step of the way, and just content creation overall. And I'm still figuring it out. And I have managed to grow my platforms with, you know, it could not have been done by God. It's not by my own merit. To combine 13,000 followers. I'm at close to 12,500 followers on Instagram. I just reached 500 followers on TikTok, and I'm at almost 550 followers on YouTube. And it's been amazing. It has been amazing. I feel like I'm good. So now that I have made that promise to myself to just create, because I enjoy creating, but also, you know, enjoying the process along the way and not settling, we're going to get back at it. You know what I'm going to use today? I'm going to use this. I have not used this in a minute. This is the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin in the shade Y433. I'm not going to use a lot of this because I think this color is a little off. This is a thick foundation, and I like to add just a drop, maybe 2 drops of oil to give it more of a glide. I'm not going to manipulate the color. Yeah, it is way too light for me, but we're going to fix that. So yeah, this video is really all over the place. Again, I had not planned on filming today, but we are here. And sometimes I just want to create without having, I gotta darken this up a little bit, without, you know, here are my lashes. Now, that's one. Now, where the heck is the other one? Is it in the towel? Okay, we found one, guys. We found one. What am I looking for? Oh, okay, found it. So, on camera, it doesn't look that bad, but it is a tad bit light. This is you guys seen this before. It's a foundation pigment, and they come in different colors. This is the orange color. And for foundations, it darkens them. And you only need a little bit, not a lot. So if you can see in person, you can see it better. I do like to go a little lighter on my foundations because my face, for whatever reason, is darker than my body. And I like to match my body to my face like a normal person. But with that pigment, it does help to do that. So on camera, it is a little yellow, but we're going to fix it. And again, I'm just going to Target and Best Buy. But you never know who you're going to see. I always dress as if I'm going to run into... No, I don't like that saying. Because I don't dress for my exes. I dress because I love getting dressed up. I dress because I love looking fabulous. For no reason and all reasons. We're going to do that. And whether my ex sees me exes or past entanglements or whatever the heck you want to call them. Whether they see me on, oh, I still got a day where I am fully beat or a day where I look like a little boy, I'm still fabulous. Okay? So that's why I get dressed. But I just enjoy getting dressed up. And we're going to remove this double chin. And then it looks crazy. It looks crazy. But we're going to find our beauty sponge. Here it is. And blend. And then we'll marry these two together. What I just did was added a little extra bronzer or liquid bronzer. I use a foundation that's darker than me. Okay. See? Trust the process. We came and got it together. I've never tried this brush. My mom gave me this brush, but I do want to try it for a little nose shaping. We don't contour our noses over here. I think this might be a little too dense. And what I mean by that is contouring is changing the shape of your nose. I say I don't contour because I don't want to. I don't change the shape of my nose. I just bring shape back to my nose. As you can see the shape of my natural nose. I didn't, use, highlighter or anything to create the illusion of a different shape. I just literally brought shape back to my nose, and I love that brush. Look at what that did. Oh yeah. And for powder, I have been really digging this Huda Beauty setting powder. The scent is still obnoxious. It's still a lot, but it has been providing me the coverage and the matte look that I like. I always seem to gravitate to this powder, and I've been using this more because I don't want to run out of my Laura Mercier translucent powder and honey. But you know what? I got this powder. I'm gonna use it and save that for my more glam looks. And I never talk about this, but I always set my face with the damp sponge. I just like how it looks. Using a powder puff distributes a lot of powder. And sometimes it makes my face feel a little too heavy. Okay, for finishing powder, we're going to use... No, for finishing powder, we're going to use the Makeup Forever finishing powder to go with the foundation. What else can I talk about? Because this video has definitely turned into a chit chat, get ready with me. Okay, so I feel like I'm being led to talk about relationships. And if you've been following me, you probably have noticed that I am single as in not married. And, you know, for the purpose of this conversation, keep in mind that you are single until you're married. I don't care if you live together. I don't care if you got kids together. I don't care if y'all been together 15 years. Until you are married, you are single, sweetheart. No, that's not saying that you're not in a, you know, committed, significant relationship. However, you are single until you're married. So, for that, your girl is single. But yeah, I am single by choice. Definitely single by choice now. And for years, for a very long time, I used to think that marriage was the pinnacle. Marriage was the ultimate goal. Like, find a husband who will take care of me and provide for me. And I'm not buying no houses because I'm gonna buy a house with my husband, and all types of foolishness. And yes, I still want to get married, but here's the thing. No relationship should be greater than my relationship with Christ. And I've found, after praying about it, literally today in my prayer and devotion time, every morning I wake up early, every morning. And that's my time I spend with God, praying and seeking him. And this morning, you know, I was praying about relationships, my relationships, which I have not, transparency moment, I feel that I have not had the best success in the area of relationships. It feels like my whole life, but more recently, the last 3 years, it seems like every single relationship that I have had has been challenged, changed, or eliminated completely. And I have felt the way about that. I've realized today I felt the way about that towards God. And I had to pray that thing on for me today. And God, I felt, revealed to me that a lot of my relationships, especially romantic relationships, have been unsuccessful because when I'm in a relationship, I'm all the way in. I am like in. And I felt he revealed to me today that he has to trust me that even while I'm in a relationship with someone, it never, ever dethrones his position in my heart. It never, ever dethrones who is number one in my life. So until he can trust me with that, and I mean every aspect of it, that's when, you know, things may change. I have to be content with my relationship with Christ first before I devote or find myself in relationship with any man or any, you know, romantic relationship. Now, what I've also stopped doing is I stopped looking at other people's relationships as goals. Because here's the thing. Most people who are in relationships, they're only going to tell you the good or make you believe to a certain degree that even in their hard moments, it wasn't that bad. Does that make sense? There's only a select couples I talk to in terms of advice that I really seek advice from, and that's my bonus parents, Frank and Rilla, because they both have shared with me things individually and collectively about what it's really like to be married, what it's really like to be married and a Christian, what it's really like to have your, permissive will versus God's will for your life. And I tend to, I'm gonna add some of this, shy away from conversations with people a lot of times about relationships because, oftentimes they make it seem like, oh, well, if you do this, that will happen. And it's not about this or that. Or, I found in some conversations that, well, what is it that you're doing wrong? And it's like, yeah, there's some things I needed to address and I am addressing and I am aware of that, could potentially be blind spots, but it's not on me. It's not on me. And even with the advice of people that I trust and love in terms of relationships, I always gauge it by what God says. For me, one of the main struggles has been being equally yoked with someone. And I tell you, it's not that many Christian men that live in the DMV area that's single and looking to mingle. And another area that I've settled in heavily has been relationships. Oh, this is not that bad. This will do, He'll eventually get himself together. He'll eventually get a job. He'll eventually, or what was one? Yeah, he used to be gay, but he not gay no more. All of the things, child, all of the things. I could literally write a book. But the area in my life as it relates to relationships is one that I feel that I've not been successful in the most. Because just based on my idea of what relationships should be. Now, I do have a number of healthy relationships that I'm grateful for that, God has truly blessed me with. And those relationships have evolved and changed over the years. But ultimately, when it boils down to it, my relationship with him and the relationship that I have with myself has to be intact. Because God being sovereign, he knows that if it's not intact the way that he needs it to be, down the line, it's going to pose a problem, a significant problem, which, for the most part, has caused, by him knowing that and seeing that, he has ended a lot of my relationships before they ended me. And even relationships I thought I was going to have for the rest of my life in terms of friendships, literally cut those off because I kept finding myself putting those relationships above him, even some friendships, and finding myself fighting to prove who I am in some relationships, finding myself fighting for a position in people's lives, and yeah, those days are long gone. So as it relates to relationships, it's still a work in progress, child. However, I am coming to a space where, now I just saw the daggone thing. I'm coming to a space where, as long as my focus is on my relationship with God first, seek ye first the kingdom of God and its righteousness, and all of the things will be added unto me. As long as I keep that in view and literally do not let anything dethrone the position that God has on my heart, I will be okay. And if it manifests itself into a beautiful marriage with my very rich husband, who I am physically, emotionally, intellectually attracted to, or if it manifests itself into me being that wealthy individual that provides all those things for myself that I want in a man, oh well. But either way, I'm okay. Marriage is no longer the pinnacle. So that was, again, all over the place as with this video, but we are here. Let me do setting spray, and then I go back and forth with this. I am probably going to repurchase it, but when it comes to setting sprays, ooh, this will forever and always be the best one. And that's Miss Morphe. But since, again, I'm not going anywhere fancy or doing anything, we're going to stick with that. And always put your mascara on after your setting spray, so it will not give you raccoon eyes. Okay, and for lips, we are using the Dose of Colors liquid lipsticks, which I love this combination. I am using the Dose of Colors liquid lipstick in Warm Me Up as a outline. And then for the center, Catching Feelings. Huh? How appropriate for the conversation we just had. And this is where we are. Simple beat, effective beat, bomb beat. And I might as well just make this a full get ready with me and show you what I'm wearing and everything. But if you are not watching my how to be a stylish tall girl, what a tall girl wears in a week outfit series, please make sure you do. That is my #1 watched series on my channel, where I show you in real time my outfits and stuff like that. But this is the final look. Beat is beating, eyes are popping. It took us a minute to get here, and I really love these lashes. I don't know why I don't like wearing them every day though, but these are cute. Brows are popping, skin looking good, lips are popping, because you are popping. So to close out this video, which is now an hour, it was all over the place. It was a lot I wanted to say. I pray that it was received with, you know, the intent that I shared it with, which is the intent of love and encouragement. So yeah, don't settle. Think of something outside of yourself that you need God's help to accomplish. Set your goals, write the vision, make it plain, write the vision. And I think that's it. And I might need to do a whole nother separate video about relationships in and of itself, and I might just do that. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure you subscribe. All things Way to Serve Style. And that's it. Be well, be safe, and be blessed. Bye.